Hello, this is Skip, and this is from the Fourth Row's review of Real Steel. Now, Real Steel, the concept of Real Steel obviously knows somewhat similar to Rock'em Sock'em Robots. But, you know, Hugh Jackman's character is kind of like a hustler, kind of like a boxing promoter, trying to find the next fight. And, he tends to end up, making mistakes, and he's putting himself in financial debt because of the mistakes he keeps making. And his friend, played by Evangeline Lilly, she keeps trying to help him out, and he doesn't want to take any advice from anybody. And so one day he gets a lawyer that comes to him and says, "Hey, you got to go find your son." And so he goes to his court and he talks to his son's aunt, because his wife, his ex-wife, his son's mother died, and so now he has to talk about what they're going to do about custody of his son. Now he ends up getting his son for the summer, and his name is Max. Now Max, knows what his father's into basically, and he knows he's into robot fighting and stuff, and he wants to be involved with it. Charlie doesn't want much to do with his son, really. He didn't really want to keep him for the summer if it didn't mean he wasn't going to get any money. And, so he ended up taking him because he got a bunch of money for it. But, one time, when Charlie's robot once again gets beat and he goes into debt, he ends up going to a scrap heap looking for some parts and some stuff, and Max and him end up finding I guess a sparring bot, and he ends up dragging him out of the scrap heap and out of the garbage dump and washing him off and cleaning him up, and he realizes that he has some skills that other bots don't have. And with Charlie's ability to box and train, and he might be able to make this bot into something of a actual fighting bot, and the bot's name is Adam. Now, anybody with problems, financial problems in their life, can relate to this movie. Anybody with father issues, father son don't get along with father, and vice versa, they can understand this movie. And anybody that likes boxing, I guess, or sports, there's a underdog current here, kind of like Rocky, or even any sports movie, any underdog kind of movie. This is the kind of movie that you can really get behind, and they really soup it up with the big arenas and the big fancy bots, like Zeus and all these different crazy gimmicks for boxing. It just basically boxing on steroids is what it is with these robots in the world of boxing, and boxing robots and so forth. But I think the real story is the character building between Hugh Jackman and Max, and I think that you really see the father-son aspect of this movie coming to its fruition the closer it gets to the end. And the boxing robots is this kind of like a something that helps the story go along, and the story is the main thing of this movie. The robots is just like a disguise for a movie about financial hard times and father-son relationship. And I just cannot say enough for Hugh Jackman. Coming into this movie, I have to say I had my reservations, and I really enjoyed it. And I think it's one of those movies that people of all walks of life, young, old, women, I mean, anybody can enjoy this story and enjoy the father-son aspect, and the underdog aspect of it all. And I really like Real Steel, and I give it a big see it. And this is Skip, and this has been from the Fourth Row's review of Real Steel.